The EdcouchElsa School Board met for 24 minutes in executive session yesterday morning. When they returned to the boardroom, Superintendent Frank Perez motioned for Joe Solis to be fired, and he was. The vote unanimous. After 10 successful seasons with the Jackets, Joe Solis is out, and La Máquina Amarilla needs a new head football coach.
I think the board, as a board collectively, we acted in the best interest of the district and of the students. I think there was sufficient evidence to support our decision, and that's all I can say. I think we were comfortable with that, and we need to move forward. And as a board, I believe we did that today.
He was fired, but look at what he got done while he was there. 6 straight district titles from 2003 through 2008, 89 wins against 23 losses, 8 playoff appearances in 10 seasons, 9 if you count this year, even though he didn't finish it off. 6 10-win seasons, would have been 7 if he would have finished out this year once again. Now the question is, Joe, how do we look at the Rio Grande Valley openings as EdcouchElsa goes in there and makes it 7 openings, 8 if you count Donna North, but to Joe Solis, what is his legacy now? Will people remember him for the way that he went out at the end, or will people remember him for the way that he led EdcouchElsa to so many district championships?
I think maybe the answer there is, what will he do next? Because right now, if he were not to coach again, he's probably going to be remembered more so for the negatives, because at the end of that resume, you tack on how many appearances before committees and having to explain this, and how many allegations and things like that did you get past, or did you get, if he goes on and coaches though, and he wins a couple of district titles, and he builds another program up, and he starts winning, then you can look back and say, wow, he did this here, and look what he did when he was at EdcouchElsa, all those district titles. But if he doesn't coach, and people they're going to look at what you did last. What have you done for me lately? The latest thing is he was fired. And unfortunately, that's a resume, what you just showed on screen, that any coach could go to most any school and have a shot at getting a job. Problem is the bottom side of that isn't on that ledger. Yeah, absolutely. Now EdcouchElsa looks for a new coach, and I don't believe there's any reason why Joe Garcia shouldn't be getting that job. The longtime assistant at EdcouchElsa, he's the guy right now. If you need a guy to keep it stabilized at EdcouchElsa, you've got the talent. You can win. Plenty of people want that job, but Joe Garcia did the job. I believe he is the guy we need to think about having that job now. Meanwhile, up in Donna, it's time to talk about a new chief on the reservation, as the athletic director has a position that was open for several months, has now been filled, and it is the head coach of the Donna Redskins who fills it. Manny Moreno takes the athletic director position, resigning as the head coach, as now he will take over 2 schools, Donna and Donna North. Manny Moreno talked about what he has to do now to fill his old position and the new ones that will be beginning with the Chiefs.
Obviously, we'll fill this position with the best candidate and best for what is for our kids at Donna High School, and then we'll start searching for the other candidates for the Donna North and make sure that they have the same type of quality coaching and experience coaching that they need to be successful.
So now the question is, what is next for the Redskins? What kind of coach do they need? You have to look and say that Ramiro Leal, the guy who has been there for a long time, almost as long as Manny Moreno has been there, he's the interim head coach. Once again, keep it stabilized. Let the kids have somebody they know. Donna's a successful program, Joe. And
the reason why they're a successful program is because it's been built from the ground floor up for over many, many years, in which Coach Moreno has been a part of it. And so, their tradition is there, everything's set, the kids are used to doing things right, and it's not broken. The coach just moved to a better position within the school district, so it's not broken. You don't need to bring someone in and say, we got to change up Donna football. Why not bring someone in that's very familiar with the program and, more importantly, familiar with the kids that are there? Wouldn't hurt at all.
That being said, Donna North is probably a great place to bring in someone from the outside, much like Brownsville Veterans did with Mark Guess, someone to build that place up from the ground floor, a guy who has maybe been proven somewhere else, a guy who would like to build a program from the bottom up. That would make sense there. Now, we've got another opening in 5A, and that would be at PSJA, where Rich Lucero is out this week after 1 year going 1-9 with the Bears. It was a big change, and it never seemed to be a good fit. And at the end, it seemed even less like a fit. Nobody could tell us whether he resigned or was reassigned. Nobody wanted to tell us what the difference was between the two. And now Rich Lucero is gone after 10 years of a stable coach in Mel Rios. Now PSJ is looking for their second coach in as many years, Joe.
First hint of that was we're going to change the offense from something we've been doing to something totally new. And right back there to that Donna thing, you've got something that is working. It's not broken. Even though you're bringing a new coach in, you don't need to come up and throw the whole thing away and say, I want to do it my way. If you want to do it your way, a coach coming in that's going to have a different program, you might want to do it over a couple-year period so that you can get guys that are freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and then seniors ready to roll into something new. You just totally flip the coin over from heads to tails, and 1 year later, we're looking for another coach.
They need someone in there who can coach Bears football. That doesn't necessarily mean it has to be the old wing T, but people who are saying that it needs to be Jesus Reyes from PSJ Southwest, don't do that. Don't take the coach away from the Javelinas, not when he's doing such a great job building that program, and take him back to the Bears where he was for so many years. It makes it seem like a good fit, but I'd say leave Jesus Reyes at PSJ Southwest where he's doing a tremendous job there. Don't take him away from that job.
No, absolutely. You got him building a program from the first year. Like you said, he had some success there, and even though he may be successful over there and know that, then suddenly you're taking two of your schools within the district and saying, okay, now we may be starting from ground one when you don't have to. Southwest took a step forward. PSJA is ready to take a step forward. They'll keep him there, bring someone else in.
Absolutely. In the 3A ranks, another coaching change comes down yesterday, as after 9 years, Elvis Hernandez is out at Progresso. He led Progresso to two of their best years. They were only 4 and 6 seasons, but both times the Red Ants were on the verge of making the playoffs for the first time in 20 years. Now Progresso looks to bring in a new head coach. And Joe, in my opinion, what Progresso needs is a recruiter, some really gung-ho guy who will roam the halls and say, hey, you look like an athlete, come play for me. Hey, you look like an athlete, come play for me. Some guy who understands the kids and will get them out and get them excited about playing football at Progresso. Coach Hernandez did that for several years. They need to keep that going. They need to keep the numbers up with the Red Ants.
Yeah, it's one of those things that they were on the verge of getting over that hump and getting past that 500 mark and getting into the playoffs. And when that happens, you do have kids that start walking the hallway saying, hey, I want to be a part of that. Look how exciting that was. If they would have made the playoffs, you would have probably got 4 or 5 more kids. You're right. It's got to be a rah-rah guy. It's got to be a guy that says, I need you to play football for me. We're going to be the ones that make the change. They're on the verge. They're close. Get a couple more kids out. Get them excited. Get a rah-rah guy in.
It's not like they don't have athletes at Progresso. Just check out the track meets every single year. Meanwhile, at Santa Rosa, Josh Gonzalez out after 6 seasons there. He had very successful seasons, including his very first one when Santa Rosa went 3 deep and then finished up against Salado. This seems to be a no-brainer. Josh Gonzalez is going to look for it. He knows there's lots of coaching jobs. He's coached at the 4A level at Valley View. He's probably going to get somewhere, if not a coordinator job at one of the big schools. But he's going to move up. But Santa Rosa is a great job for any big coordinator who wants to go there and win, because Santa Rosa has athletes. You know, you talk about guys in the past like Aaron Ramirez. They've had some great running backs. This is a team that, despite its 2A status and despite being the only 2A school in the Valley, they get good kids and they can win right away.
And I saw that. That was the first press box I got a chance to work at, the first coach in the Valley that yours truly got a chance to work with on a one-on-one basis. And so I saw there that they've got enough athletes walking the hallways there. And at the beginning of football season, excitement level galore for Santa Rosa. So yeah, this is a program that a coach could come in there and not worry about, I'm only going to have 18 guys dress out. No, you're going to have plenty of guys dress out if you bring in any excitement at all to the program that, hey, we're going to go somewhere, and they'll believe you and they'll back you.
Absolutely, and they've got linemen over there as well. They get some big kids at a 2A school like Santa Rosa. We are coming right back on Sunday Sports Extra. We're going to talk about Port Isabel some more and the Tarpon Pride we saw exhibited this weekend, including a visit from Tarpons of days yore. It's all when we come back.